UvaldeRadio.net, your concert station. So excited about the big show tonight, Friday Night Live at Broadway 830. Kind of getting ready for a break. This will be our second to last Friday Night Live showcase because next week, the 17th, after that, we take a break until like the spring because it gets a little bit too cold out there on the patio. So don't miss it tonight at Broadway 830, 100 East Main Street. We've got very special guests coming down. We got Paul Isaac, and to talk to, we don't really know Paul that well. We got him on the phone right now. Mr. Isaac, what's up, buddy? Welcome.
Well, hey, man. Good to talk to you. Good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, let me say this. I don't know much about you because we literally booked this gig last minute. We had a cancellation. Holidays, flu, cold, and everything else that starts with a C. But right. We appreciate you, man, stepping up to the plate and doing a show in Uvalde. Will this be your first gig in Uvalde tonight?
It will be my very first in Uvalde, and something I'm looking forward to.
We always like to hear that because here at UvaldeRadio.net, we pride ourselves in bringing some great talent to the zip code, and it's always cool. We can say we got you first. So Paul Isaac, again, performing tonight, Broadway 830, 7 to 10 p.m. It's also Foursquare Friday, so Uvalde Radio will be out at Edwards Furniture with our block party. Whole lot going on, downtown shopping, complimentary food and drink, live music, all kinds of good stuff. Downtown Uvalde is a place to be tonight. So Paul, let's talk about you, man. Again, like I said, I don't know you from Adam, and I'm just excited because what I do know of you, you've got a great new single that my buddy Mark Sebi is promoting, apparently, and you got a great track, so that's always a good start. Let's talk about, where are you from, man? Where are you checking in from?
I am from San Antonio, born and raised, and for some reason moved away for about 10 years to Duluth, Minnesota.
Wow.
So, and moved back here in 2003.
Now, that's a big change, Minnesota. I mean, because you got all those really crazy Yankee accents, and then you come back down here with the drawl and the twang, right?
That's right. I'll tell you, though, I did learn how to wear plaid really nicely, though.
I see it's peeking out. So interestingly enough, I was born and raised here down in South Texas in Uvalde, and my family moved away to Ohio. So we lived in Toledo when I was fairly young. And so it's interesting how I think because of those mixed upbringings, I didn't get got like a really thick accent either way. Yep. Did that work out for you too, kind of?
It did, and plus I was also threatened because my wife said if I ever sounded like a northerner, she would divorce me.
I love her already. Very cool. Very good. So back in San Antonio, so how long have you been back in town?
We moved back to town in 2003 and have been here since January 2003, left Duluth, Minnesota, January 12th, 2003, 23 below zero.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, that's nuts, dude. That's crazy.
I know it is. I didn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it again. Yep.
I don't have many memories of Ohio, but I do remember putting on like 2 pairs of pants and wearing like, a few socks over my gloves and mittens as a kid, and just snow everywhere. Although it was kind of fun, sliding on cardboard, makeshift sleds and whatnot. Especially, this time of year, snow would be nice. But let's face it, we're all in Texas for a reason.
That's right.
Let it snow somewhere else. Paul Isaac again tonight at Broadway 830, performing for the first time in Uvalde, making his Uvalde debut. I'm assuming that you do music probably part time. Do you have like a career or a real job you want to talk about real quick?
Yeah, I started a career. I actually started my business back when I was 19 years old because I did music and I was gone a lot and made a living for several years just as a touring musician. And that business just kept growing and kept growing. And I got out of music like around 96, 97, and just focused on family and business. And I'm a general contractor. I build stuff.
Nice. Hey, people, we always need that, right? That's a job that will never go away. Very cool.
That's what got me into it, was building a business that someone always needed.
Yeah, for
something
sure.
Done or didn't know how to.
So let's talk about the music career. Now, did you start playing at a young age as a child, maybe influenced by family? What was your inspiration to get into music, and what was that story?
There was a song that came on the radio when I was 6, and it was like, I want to do that. And my parents got me a drum set, and the first song I ever learned how to play was Rhinestone Cowboy.
Wow, what a cool song, yeah.
Oh, I know. And that song just did it, and it's like, that's what I wanted to do. And so I made a living a long time as a drummer. and started playing violin, piano, anything that didn't take wind, I learned how to play.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, and had my first paid gig at 14.
Now, interestingly enough, you started out as a drummer, but man, you've got a great voice. That's one of the things that I noticed about your new track. So when did you decide to get into the singing part of it?
Back in about 89 or 90, there was a big statewide songwriting contest that the band I was in, we submitted. It was a song that I had written. And one of the things that was part of the first prize was some vocal coaching with a lady by the name of Debbie Beinhorn. And she was a vocal coach to Steve Perry and John Bon Jovi at one point, and several other big names. She actually lives in Austin now and has retired. And I could sing. I wouldn't say I was great, but I could sing, and I wouldn't run anybody out of church on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And so I took some vocal coaching, and it was like, man, I like this. I like the work of it. I like the technique. I like learning about how the voice works. And just started, singing background vocals, and when I moved to Minnesota and left my band behind back here in Texas, moved to Minnesota, this guy comes up to me and he says, at church, and he says, dude, are you a musician? I went, yeah, I am. And by default, ended up fronting this band that as a hobby, just for the sheer joy, we were doing 180 days a year.
Wow.
For about 5.5 years. And that's kind of how I got to be this front man doing these vocals. That's the story how I started singing.
Well, so after 5+ years, in Minnesota, moving back down to Texas, that must have been pretty hard, for your fans, friends, your fan base, leaving to come back down here. Do you still have a pretty good fan base up there? Could you hit the road, and do you get up there and do some shows still?
Yeah, if I made a few phone calls, I could probably have a really good tour, in a heartbeat. Plus, the other advantage, one of the things that you and I have in common that you don't know about is that I was a program director for a radio station in Duluth that managed, in total, I think we had 32 or 33 translator stations across the Midwest through Wisconsin and Iowa and right into North Dakota.
Very cool. Yes, you've got a network to absolutely.
Yeah, nice. Exactly. So I could make some phone calls because they're all still friends. We all still keep in touch, and yeah. Very cool, man. Yeah, I could do it.
Well, again, we're talking to Paul Isaac. He is performing tonight over at Broadway, 830 downtown Uvalde, 100 East Main Street. The show is 7 to 10 p.m. Get on out there, enjoy some delicious artisan pizza. They got cold craft beer. It's the holiday season, and we got some new talent hitting the Uvalde area tonight for the first time. So Paul, you've got a new song. Well, let's go and keep talking about the scene here. As far as your overall sound, what would you call yourself genre-wise, if anything at all?
I would probably just say country. Maybe contemporary country, and then leaning one way or the other, whatever comes out that day,
Right on, right. So what would you say? I mean, obviously, we know you love Glenn Campbell from back in the day. What other musical influences, past and present, would you cite?
Well, I was at a writers' conference, and I got tagged, and they really, really made me come down and say, if you were stranded on an island and you could listen to one artist and one artist only, who would that be? Huh. And I had to boil it down, and it came down to Def Leppard.
Really? Nice. Man, that's awesome, brother. I got no problem with that. I'm a rocker, so I mean, I love my country, I love my Texas country, but 80s rock that was my generation. That's my thing. So
mine too, man. And it's really weird because my house here is a rock house and a heavy metal house, but yet all I write is country.
So interestingly enough, when I heard your song, it felt like it had kind of a pop rock sensibility to it, like a melodic rock sensibility. Yep. And honestly, one of my thoughts was, I thought to the old 80s, like the more, I guess, country western stylings of Bon Jovi. Remember, there was, even Cinderella, Poison, they all had this kind of power ballads, they were melodic rock, but almost had kind of like a country kind of styling to it. It kind of makes sense now that I'm thinking about your current single.
Yep, it just kind of, whatever's in the well is what comes out, and that's kind of what makes us as individuals, just as people enjoying music, or those who write it and produce or get out and play music.
So now we've got the new single. How much recorded work do you have besides the current track?
A lot. I have a lot of recorded stuff, but this was the first one that was released out kind of to public. I had some stuff out there about 3-4 years ago, and when I got into my management deal, I had to take everything down, because at the heart of it, I'm a commercial songwriter. I write for other people.
Right.
I love the hard work of writing, but when it comes down to it, I have a real want and need to get out and play for people, because I guess the goal is everybody has hard times in their life. Everybody has hard days, and people want to get out and kind of escape a little bit. Some are sports, some are whatever. Some they want to go hear live music, and I kind of want to be that. For no other reason. If I can give somebody a couple of items to write down in the positive column for the end of the day or the end of the week, that's what I want to do.
Well, very good. That was going to be one of my questions, is kind of what was the overall long-term goal? Are you looking to make it big, like a big star, or are you doing it just kind of to keep that music cranking, stay creative, and just entertain, the circle that is there to appreciate you? Do you have like a goal, I guess?
I do not have a goal to be a star or have any type of celebrity or anything. My goal is really to write the best songs I can and to enjoy getting out there and engaging with people over those things, and hopefully write them in a way that there's a connection with people. Because I like connecting with people, and I enjoy that interaction, and it is just, I guess, what floats my boat. One is writing a great song, as good as I can make it, making every line earn its place to be in that song.
Nice.
And two, watching it connect with people that hopefully I can give something to them that they can take away and maybe make their day a little better for that moment.
Now, you mentioned, being a songwriter, and have any notable, artists recorded any of your work yet? And what's that like, seeing other artists take what's yours, and kind of mold it to their own thing? Because I'm sure that it's kind of like watching your kid go off to college or, get married. You love them, but now something's changed. Have you encountered any of that kind of experience?
I'm starting to. I have a couple of, I've got an indie artist that actually cut 2 of my songs that are on an upcoming album of theirs. And strangely enough, they were written as country songs, but then they got kind of molded and shaped, and they're alt rock. They ended up being alt rock. So they're cutting them, and then I've got, I have the privilege of writing with some amazing writers who you would know their songs if you heard them. And so I have these people helping me to be a better writer and coaching me. And we're at the place now where we're getting, direct walks with these pitches to the table with these artists. So that's kind of exciting. And the thing is, if it never happens, if I never get a major cut, the real thing is, you know what? The joy of trying was worth it.
Very nice. Very cool. Well, again, we're talking to Paul Isaac. He's performing tonight, Broadway 830, downtown Uvalde, 7 to 10 p.m. For those coming out to the show, what can they expect from your set, sir?
A lot of fun, a lot of engagement, a lot of reminiscing, a lot of those sentimental moments of remembering back when. Because, man, I actually will pull out some of that, 80s and 90s rock and roll in there and have some fun with it, And a lot of that classic stuff that people remember back when. Those things that people just connect with those memories to,
Nice.
And that's what it is.
I love to hear that. We are a kind of a multi-genre station here at UvaldeRadio.net, so that is right up our alley. Love it. I love it when artists can, mix in the pop, the rock, the country, and make it all just, because good music is good music. So it's cool that
it is.
Appreciate
You know,
that.
when you show up, you might even hear me sing a little bit of Queen. You never know.
Nice. I like anybody that's got the balls to do Queen live. Hey, I'm down for that, man. Very good. I know you're a man of faith because, just the inferences that you've made. So any Christmas music perhaps tonight since it's the holiday season?
Yeah, I've got a couple of them, 2 or 3 of them that I've thrown into the set tonight, so people can sing along too and kind of get in that festive mood while they're out shopping and stopping by, Broadway 830, getting a bite and a drink and all that good stuff, and sing some Christmas carols.
Well, man, again, we look forward to the show again. It is tonight from 7 to 10 p.m. out on the Broadway 830 Outdoor Courtyard. Free show. Just stop by, grab yourself a beer, get some pizza, and enjoy Paul Isaac performing. Now, we're going to play your new song, but before that, for anybody who cannot make the show tonight but would like to see you in the future, obviously you're probably gigging in the San Antonio area. Any regular spots we can catch you in or upcoming shows you want to mention?
Yeah, we've got Rebecca Creek Distillery tomorrow night, 6 to 9. Come out and have a great time out there with some Rebecca Creek whiskey and Chandler vodka and some Tommy Z smokes. This guy has got incredible brisket and barbecue. I actually, every time I play Rebecca Creek, no lie, I buy a whole brisket from him and bring it home.
I was there, I guess, back in the spring, early or late winter, for the Mark's TIRC Internet Awards, and man, yes, that barbecue was insane good stuff. And Rebecca Creek just had their big Texas Country Christmas party this week, and I did not make it out. I was not invited, so give Mark a little crap for that, for not reminding me to get on out there and see Kinfolk.
I will, and if you need counseling for that rejection, I have a good counselor I can refer.
Other than that, Mark Sebi is my man. I tell him I love him, and of course, Mark, we're talking about Mark. He does your radio promo, and he is the host of our Texas Internet Radio Chart Countdown, which we do every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. here on Uvalde Radio. So keeping it in the family. Okay, Paul, so we're going to get your new song on. It's called Driving Home. Give us a little backstory and some inspiration, and I guess, the details on Driving Home.
It really comes back to that scary moment, when as a kid, you're really a kid, you launch out and you go on your own, and, if everybody will be honest, there's fear to that. Mm-hmm. And some of the stuff that just keeps you anchored is looking back to the lessons you learn, the things that are driven home into the heart about what to do, keep your faith, pull yourself up. If you fall down, that's only temporary, keep on pressing on. And when stuff isn't going your way, you still don't quit, because one day it will pay off. So that's kind of the message overall of that song.
Well, let's go ahead and get it on. But before we do that, man, Paul, tell us where we can find you online, the social medias, all that stuff.
Yeah, you can find me on the social medias at Paul Isaac Songs.
Okay.
Paul Isaac Songs on them. That's the handle across all the social media.
So find Paul Isaac Songs, and let's go ahead and do one of those songs right now. This one's called Driving Home, and you can see Paul tonight, 7 to 10, at Broadway 830 here in downtown Uvalde, and we're UvaldeRadio.net. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Robert.
I lost sight of my front porch, topping over Thompson Hill. Everything I owned in the backseat, white knuckles on the wheel. I remember Mama waving, blowing me kisses in my rearview mirror. I can still hear her, yeah, I can still hear her. When you're losing hope, hitting dead-end roads, keep your faith, hold it close. Fear's a liar, everybody knows. When the bad days come, knock you on your back, dust yourself off, straighten up that hat. Better call your mama if you know what's good for your soul. Lessons learned I carry with me, fill me up when I'm on empty. Simple things, I gotta keep driving home. Keep driving home. That steeple over the front door didn't see enough of me. But them promises from the preacher somehow dug down kinda deep. And that graveyard by the church, those crosses row on row, are the loved ones I miss that pass down what I know. When you're losing hope,